Hello everyone. It is Susan with Susie Simply Handmade. So today we're going to make some apples using a pool noodle because apples are popular in the fall too. Now I'm cutting these about 2.5 inches tall. So here are some pumpkins that I made, and these are two different variations. I used homespun fabric on the both of them. One I used a little Jenga block stem. One I used a clothespin. Look how sweet that is. So you can do yours so many cute ways. You can use something from your yard. For the leaves, I picked up these faux florals at the Dollar General store, and I just take these big leaves and I cut them down. So a couple different types of leaves. And I do this with my flowers too. If you all don't follow me and don't know how I normally do things, make sure that you go over there and click that follow button. I would love to have you come give me a follow. Make sure that you sprinkle and share this out. That helps me grow and helps other people find me that haven't gotten to see my videos before. So I just take a pair of scissors and just cut these leaves down. They won't fall apart, and I'll show you why. I'm forever finding big flowers at the dollar store and places like that, but they don't have little ones for small embellishments for little projects. So here's what I do is just cut them down like that, and they stay together because they still have the little plastic veins on the back of them all glued on there, and so that holds them together. So what we're going to do here, we're going to just take our scissors and we're going to shape the edge of this. We're going to cut off this edge and make it a little rounded. Now, that kind of rounds that edge. See how that's kind of rounded there instead of so harshly straight. And I'm going to show you two different ways you can do these. I'm going to cut a little indentation out here on the edges to kind of make it where it'll be a little lower in one part on either side. Just kind of get creative and think about the shape of an apple. It's not going to be perfect. I'm doing the best I can with this. So just make it a little bit lower on the sides here, so it'll be a little taller in the middle. Because that way your center will be a little bit taller. You know how an apple is. An apple is lower, like in the center part there, so we will cut that out to kind of allow that to be our little part that dips down in our apple. So not too much, just a little bit of variation there, a little bit of difference. Okay, make your bottom the same way. You can do the rounded edges. So I'm just going to shape this just a little bit. I'm going to cut a little bit off there, cut a little bit off here. Just kind of do the best you can with the shape of it. And then once you get it put together, it'll come together. Okay, so let me give you exact measurements here. The highest side of your apple is going to be about 2 3/4 inches tall. And then my piece of fabric is about 9 1/4 by about 7 3/4. So 9 by 8, something like that. And about almost 3 inches tall, between 2.5 and 3 inches tall. Okay. So first, make sure that you have enough on the sides to come up over your sides. And you want to glue that down with just a little bit of, I don't have any hot glue. Put a little glue here. We're going to pull this up and tuck it in nice and tight. And then we're going to do the other side. So you want to pull tight so you can see the shapes that you made with your cutting. So pull it kind of tight. Put some glue on it there and tuck it down in. Then you're going to do your ends the same way. You're going to pull everything up nice and tight. I want to burn myself, so you've got to be careful here. With this part, make sure you tuck it in carefully like that. And then see how you can kind of see that little bit of shape there. I know it's hard to see, but there's a little bit of a shape there. You're going to pull this side up the same way. If it's a little long, you can cut it off. A little cut just a little bit of that off. But I wouldn't cut it until you go to tuck it in till you see how much extra you have, because you don't want to cut it off and then it be too short. So once you get all of that done, then you can see the shape there. How cool is that? So you can see your little bit of shape that you've cut. It looks just like a little apple. Now, if you have a big hole here, I like to just take a few extra pieces and press down in there. Now, you do need to leave room for a stem, though. Be sure you leave room for your stem. So we're going to press that down in just a little bit, just to fill that in. Like that. How cute is that? It's looking so good already. So then you're ready for a stem. I just have a plain old Jenga block here. You can use whatever you have on hand. And so we're going to glue that in. That is just cute. That is so cute. All right, now we're going to add a little raffia bow. Just make you a little shoestring bow here. By shoestring bow, we mean just tie it like you do your shoes. Make one loop, cross over. I want you to be able to see the shape. I want to be able to see the shape, so I'm going to put it right there, I think. So get your little bow on there. That is so sweet. So sweet. The little shape of the pumpkin. Now we need a little leaf. So again, I cut my little leaf beforehand. So we'll just add it on there. On the side like that, just kind of sticking up. And look how precious that is. And you can add that to your little dough bowls. You can add it to your 3-tiered trays for fall. And so pair it with your little apples. Oh, a pear. I need to try to make a pear. Pair it with your little pumpkins. So then you have your little apple. You have your 2 pumpkins, and look how cute, and the different color variations. You want to have fun with your colors. So you can do a red apple. You can also do a green apple. Like I have this fabric that would be perfect for a green apple. So I'm going to show you how to make a green apple as well. So we have these 3 already. Let's work on a green apple. In half. So again, this one we're going to make a little bit smaller. So we're going to cut our sides down on the top and bottom. Don't go overboard with them. Don't go overboard. Okay, this is going to be a little funny shaped apple, but we're going to try it, okay? We're going to try it and see. Now with this one, we're going to use strips. I told you I would show you 2 different ways, and we're going to use 2 different colors. So I've cut, well, I have ripped strips about 1 inch wide from my, this is homespun fabric. The reason it's called homespun fabric is because it's not woven as tightly as most fabrics. You can tear it and rip it easily. It has a lot of the strings and the, see all the strings on that when you tear it. So I just like to cut about 1 inch, 1.5 inches at the top, and then it easily just tears. Now you will get some dust. You might want to wear a mask or something because you will get that dust from the fibers as they tear apart. But you want to just tear your strips, and then you're going to cut them down whatever size you need. I like to just go ahead and start gluing them inside. Around your pumpkin, see how long you need them, and then I will cut them off and glue them in place. And there may be a few that you need to overlap. Make sure that you pull them tight, not too tight, but you want to pull them tight. So we're going to overlap a little bit here on the edge. Put a little glue on this one. Okay, so I've done it almost all the way around. I've got a couple more strips here that I'm finishing up. Again, I'm just overlapping, gluing them in place, and then cutting them as I go. So I'm just pulling tight, tucking in a little bit, and then I cut the strip. That way I make sure that I have plenty to tuck in before I cut it, and then I tuck the rest in, because you're going to need that little bit of extra to fill in that bottom anyway. So I think we need 1 more strip here. 1 more strip. So again, just taking this. I'm letting a little bit of the glue run down inside so that when I tuck this down in, there's already glue there. And then I'm crisscrossing or overlapping, and I'm putting a little bit of glue inside here, and then I kind of press it in there to see how much I need. Cut off just a little bit of extra, tuck it in, and then your bottom is not full, but it's better than, you know, it would be if you weren't tucking those extra little pieces in there. So then I want to kind of make sure that I have everything pressed in where you can see where I made those cuts to give it the shape. And this could also pass for a little miniature pumpkin. So I don't know if you guys have seen my videos and my reels, but I made some homemade cinnamon sticks using paper towel rolls. So if you haven't seen those, make sure you hop over and watch those. You can search for them here on my page on Facebook. It's also over on my YouTube channel, Susie Simply Handmade. I would love if you would go over there and subscribe. And we're gonna make that the stem. Of course, we're gonna have to cut it off because it's way too long. I'm gonna cut ours down. About like that. And we'll put it in there, and that is the perfect little stem just to make a little cinnamon stick. And you just use a paper towel roll. Like I said, if you want to see the instructions, step-by-step tutorial for making those, look how sweet that is. I love it. Perfect little stem. I've got a little tiny one here, so we are going to put that in there, and then we'll add our little raffia bow. And how sweet is that going to be? Let's make just a little tiny raffia bow on this one. Now, I also have a tip on your raffia. If you have big, thick pieces like this, see how thick those are? A lot of people try to use those, but they're just really difficult and stiff. See how they won't hold shape? So let me tell you something. Raffia is kind of like paper, and you can just tear it apart. You just kind of have to, it's like rolled up. So if you kind of unroll it, open it up there, and get a hold of it, you can make your little tiny strips that you can make your bows out of. And they're so much more pliable and easy to work with. If you do that, you want to get those little thin strips like that, where it's really, and it works better for hair and everything, because these stiff pieces, see how this hangs, and then see how I can manipulate these, and then this is just stiff. It's one of those hard pieces. So you want to take yours, see how this is folded up? If you unfold it, it's a wide piece, and you can get several little tiny thin strips out of that by just peeling it apart. And it works, whoops, fantastic. It really works fantastic to do that. And then it makes you tie our little shoestring bow. This one's going to need to be small again, of course, because this little tiny apple, to have these little options to use to decorate with this fall. And they're so inexpensive to make. A pool noodle was $1 at the Dollar General store. You can also get them at the Dollar Tree. They still have them out this time of year, so grab them up before they sell them out. Grab them up, and you can make several out of one pool noodle in case you don't want to have to store a bunch of them. Just buy one. You can get several of these. I've already made all of these out of the one pool noodle, and I still have pieces left. So I have this left, I have this little chunk left I had cut off or something, I think, to even it up. I still have this whole big long piece, so I can do another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, probably about 12 more out. So here's our little grouping that we finished of our little pumpkins and our little apples. There's a little pumpkin, little apple. That little apple's actually cute. I was worried about the size of it, but I really like how it turned out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you make some. They just turn out so sweet, you guys, and you have to give these a try. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll be back again very, very soon with another budget-friendly video. See you soon. Bye, everyone.